Saint Germain, bringing forth the Republic. I am Saint Germain, and I come to be with you at this time, in these special times, these times that you have been awaiting for a long, long time, many, many lifetimes that you have experienced. All that is a part of this three-dimensional expression for so long now, but this three-dimensional expression, this matrix, if you will, is fading more and more, collapsing upon itself more and more. So all that was, the lies, and the mistruths, that have been told to all of you for thousands of years is now becoming the truth, or the truth is coming forward. The truth of those mistruths, coming forward, the light spreading and expressing outward, replacing the darkness of the mistruths, all of that is happening. So allow it to continue, allow yourselves to move through your daily lives now, moment to moment, day to day, week to week, month to month, and even into the years to come. Knowing that the expression of love, the expression of oneness, the expression of connectedness, togetherness, peace, harmony, all of this is coming forward. Because of you as an individual, and you, as the collective that are bringing this all about, you are the ones that are bringing forth the expression of the new republic, but not only of this United States for America, but the new republic, for the entire planet, for the world. For Gaia is expressing herself more and more, she has indeed herself come out of the darkness, and has brought the light down to her. And as she brings the light down to her, it comes down to all of you as well, and the truth shall indeed set you free. The expression of truth, the expression of oneness, the expression of the new republic, which was always meant to be here, again not only for the United States, but for the world. But it has to happen somewhere first, and that happens to be the United States for America. For long ago, 200 plus years ago, I stood among the forefathers of this nation, and expressed to them that this would be the republic, this would be the new expression of freedom, freedom for all, not just for one, not just for a few, but for all. And that is becoming more and more realized now, for that part of the plan is coming forth now, and it is coming forth again, because of all of you as the catalysts. And those of the ones that are within your expression, here in this planet, here in this nation, are coming forth more and more now. Those that are leading the charge, just as the George Washington led the charge across the Potomac River and confronted those adversaries at that time to bring about the freedom of the nation. So too is that happening again with all of you, and those that are leading the charge ahead, crossing not the Potomac, but crossing the Rainbow Bridge. That is where you are all headed now, the Rainbow Bridge of Ascension. So allow the process to continue. Believe, and it shall become a knowing, more and more. Continue to trust in yourselves, continue to trust in those ones that have stepped forth and are leading the charge, and trust in the overall universal plan to bring about world freedom. I am Saint Germain, and I leave you now in peace and love and oneness, and that you continue to believe, and then know without a shadow of a doubt, that you are approaching the doorway to your ascension. Be a peace-commanding presence. During the intensified 40-day purging process we are now co-creating, the company of heaven is sending forth a clarion call to all who have ears to hear. As this clarion call reverberates through the ethers, awakening humanity's I Am presences are being alerted and inspired to activate within our heart flames the inner knowing that we have been preparing for lifetimes to be a peace-commanding presence during this essential phase of Mother Earth's ascension process. This inner knowing will remind each of us that we already have encoded within the divinity of our heart flame everything we need in order to be a peace-commanding presence. This knowing will also bring to the surface of our conscious mind the realization that when we respond to the adversity surfacing on Earth as a peace-commanding presence, we accelerate the transmutation of these human miscreations through the power of the violet flame of cosmic forgiveness. Without remembering this profound truth, it is very easy to look at outer world appearances and come to the erroneous conclusion that humanity and planet Earth are spiraling into an abyss of negativity. As the residue of the old Earth is pushed to the surface to be transmuted back into light, outer appearances create the illusion that everything that can go wrong is going wrong. We are witnessing catastrophic hurricanes, wildfires, earthquakes, floods, droughts, melting glaciers, wars, mass shootings, corruption, the abuse of power, and an increase of every other painful thing occurring on this planet. It is very easy to get pulled into the fear and anxiety being expressed by many people. Unfortunately, that does not help at all. In fact, it is the worst thing that we can do. Remember, our thoughts and feelings are creative. Where our attention is, there we are. Whatever we are thinking and feeling, we are empowering. The company of heaven has revealed to us over and over again just how powerful our thoughts, words, feelings, and actions are, and how they are co-creating our everyday life experiences, whether we are aware of it or not. When we focus on the horror of what is happening around the world and empower those terrible things with our fear and anxiety, we greatly complicate the problem. There is a philosophical statement that affirms when we grieve with someone, we water their garden of sorrow. This does not mean that we should put our head in the sand and pretend that the things we observe and experience are not happening. And it certainly does not mean that we do not care or have compassion for the people experiencing painful things or difficult situations. It simply means that when we become overwhelmed by another person's misery and wallow in their pain with them, we actually amplify their suffering. I know that is the very last thing any caring person wants to do, but we often do it unintentionally. When we emotionally descend into another person's pain and misery, we become part of the problem instead of part of the solution. We cannot comfort or lift someone up when we ourselves are writhing in agony or overwhelmed with grief. Today, the company of heaven wants us to remember how we can respond to the negative things occurring on earth in ways that will heal rather than exacerbate humanity's pain and suffering. First of all, we need to be aware of the things that are happening around the world. Every day we need to pay attention, and we need to be informed about the negative things being pushed to the surface to be healed and transmuted back into light. But, instead of having the reflex response of emotionally connecting with the shock and horror of what is happening, we need to deliberately stay centered in our heart flame. Then we can ask our I Am presence to help us detach from the pain, so that we can be a peace-commanding presence even in the face of the most horrific adversity. By affirming, I am my I Am presence, and I am one with the I Am presence of all humanity, we instantly alert the I Am presence of every person on earth to stand in readiness to receive the light of God being invoked on their behalf. Once we align with the I Am presence of every person in that way, we can greatly dissipate the suffering by affirming, I am a peace-commanding presence, and I ask the entire company of heaven, and the I Am presence of every person involved with this event, to envelop him or her in an invincible force field of God's protection and divine comfort. In order to be a peace-commanding presence, we do not need to fully comprehend why something negative is happening, or specifically understand what is surfacing to be healed in a particular event. This is a very complex time, and literally lifetimes worth of humanity's multifaceted miscreations from the old earth are surfacing on a daily basis, to be healed and transmuted back into light. To be a peace-commanding presence, all we need to remember is that nothing is happening by accident. As difficult as it is for us to reconcile this truth with our finite minds, the company of heaven has told us that no one is a victim, no matter what we are experiencing. On a higher level of consciousness, we have agreed to go through that particular ordeal in order to assist with the process of transmuting into light our own and humanity's miscreations from the old earth. Pain and suffering of any kind are the result of the human miscreations associated with the fallen consciousness of our human egos. These miscreations must be transmuted back into light before we can God victoriously complete our ascension into the fifth-dimensional frequencies of the crystalline solar new earth. This inner knowing will help us to see the bigger picture and realize that even the most horrific event can result in moving humanity and the earth forward in the light. The most positive thing that occurs when humanity becomes aware of any kind of tragedy is that people everywhere open their hearts and instantly feel compassion for the people involved in that negative event. This response allows even the most asleep people to experience the oneness of all life in profound ways, Amazingly, in the midst of the shock and horror, people forget their differences and begin reaching out to one another in the most loving and helpful ways. Precious heart, everyday practice being the peace-commanding presence you have been preparing to be for lifetimes. Gradually we will all comprehend what an incredible gift of healing and transmutation this 40-day purging process is for humanity, the elemental kingdom and Mother Earth, and so it is. God bless you, dear one. I look forward to being with you next week. The Council, the Divine Symphony of Perfection. You came here to experience harmony within your being, within every part of you, and to integrate it all into the realization of all that you are, and to live in a state of harmony with all of you and in your relationships. You came here with extraordinary gifts and abilities and talents and skills that you have amassed on your journey throughout eternity. You came here to embody your gifts, to share your gifts, and then to thrive and to live in harmony with the abundance, and the prosperity, and the money, and the opportunities, and the resources, that are all here for you. You meant to find an extraordinary sense of harmony in doing what you love, and doing what brings you joy, and sharing your gifts, and creating. You knew that because of who you were, and the light that you are, and the gifts that you have, that you would thrive on earth. Do you remember? Do you remember? Do you remember the harmony that you came from, the harmony that you have always been, the harmony that you intended for this existence on earth, this life here and now? Do you remember that you came forth into this human experience on earth, at this time to thrive? To thrive, to flourish, to prosper, to shine. Anything that is not aligned to that was just leading you to remember who you really are, why you are here, and that you intended to thrive, to flourish, to prosper, and to shine. What are you creating? What experiences do you want to have? What would be fun? These are the questions that we ask you. You have it all. It's all here for you. It's all within you as the force field of consciousness, that you are comprised of particles of infinite creation that are always responding to you. What do you want to create? What do you want to experience? What would be fun? How do you want to play? How do you want to shine? That's why you're here. And in all of that you will experience deeper and deeper levels of the great love that you are. And in all of that, you will embody deeper and deeper levels of the light that is you. And in all of that, you will realize more and more and more of your own power to create your reality. And in all of that, you will come deeper and deeper and deeper into your own realization, into your own enlightenment. You will live as the master that you are, and that you are here to be, thriving and in harmony with the divine symphony of perfection. What is the instant manifestation of going beyond judgment? You realize the perfection in everything, and in everyone. And in that, you are fully aligned, and allowing the divine symphony of perfection in your life, in your body, in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, in your very existence. When you go beyond judgment of anything, where you are, where you think you should be, what you think should be happening when there is no more wrong or bad, you're beyond the illusion of duality, and there is perfection, and you still get to choose. But it's as simple as you have two favorite shirts, one is red, one is blue. You walk into the closet, and you choose. I really feel like wearing the red one today. I really feel like wearing the blue one today. Perfect. Perfect. And it can be that way with everything. Everything. You could have the option to spend the rest of the day out in nature with a beloved animal or pet, or on your own, or a friend calls and invites you to go to lunch or dinner. And just as easy as you chose the red shirt or the blue shirt, you choose. You go to a restaurant and there are options on the menu. And you read them, and you go, "Ooh, that sounds delicious. That's what I choose." There's still unlimited potential and possibility. There are still opportunities in everything. But none of them are wrong, and none of them are bad, and you don't have to make any of them wrong. You don't have to make anyone wrong. You choose. And a better analogy would be you have a closet, an infinite closet full of infinite colors and textures and shapes of all sorts of shirts. And just as easily as you chose between the red and the blue, one of them lights up. And that's what you choose. and you put it on, and you feel great, and you go enjoy your life, and you go enjoy your day. This is how you truly meant it to be. You learned judgment. You created habits of judging. You have created habits of judging yourself. You learned to judge yourself. You learned to judge others. You learned, but it's not who you are. You are a thriving being. You are a harmonious being. You are a loving being. You are a light being, transforming our vitality and personal presence. We are created in the essence of infinite consciousness. This consciousness is beyond dimensions and densities. Deep within, we can feel this and know what it is. If we are intent on realizing this as the essence of who we are, we can use our mental and emotional abilities in conjunction with our attention to open our awareness to our inner truth. When we open our awareness to our deepest knowing, we can understand the nature and purpose of our lives as humans. We can understand how we are playing a game of consciousness with ourselves. In the vibratory range and density of the empirical world, we live within the boundaries that we have created for our awareness to be able to realize this world as real, with only the unknown beyond it. Enforced by our self-imposed limiting beliefs about ourselves, it is a nearly complete enclosure of our awareness. Realizing our true essence requires strong intention to open our awareness to greater consciousness and creative ability. As we begin to recognize the vibratory quality of our lives, there is a different kind of awareness that happens. It is an inner knowing beyond thoughts and words. We begin to realize everything we experience is created in our own consciousness. The qualities of our experiences are created by the energies that we pay attention to and align with. The forms can be influential, but the most important part is the polarity of our attention. In every moment we are either mostly positive or mostly negative. When we are aware of our inner knowing, we are guided to a most life-enhancing perspective and unconditional love. Our lives become easy, stress-free, and fulfilling. We can be constantly in a state of gratitude. When there is stress, it is because we have lost our inner knowing. In every moment we have the choice of intentionally aligning our attention with the vibratory qualities that we most want to experience. This process operates without an obvious cause in our outer life, and it creates transcendence in every aspect of our lives. From within our ego consciousness, we cannot imagine this as our reality, and, as a result, we have not experienced it. We need to understand that apart from our conscious awareness, nothing exists, except the energetic expressions of universal consciousness, which we participate in. Our recognition and attunement with some of these energies brings them into our experience as real. We can learn to change and direct our attention intentionally by practicing just being present in awareness. As our awareness deepens, we realize that we actually do know everything we need in every circumstance, as long as we don't think about it, until our thoughts arise from our deepest knowing. In order to deepen our experience of knowing the difference between living in alignment with the consciousness of our Creator and living without higher guidance, we have created the world of empirical dualism. This world has become so out of balance in favor of negativity that it must be transformed, requiring us to open our awareness to a realm that is completely positive, and to align with energies that enhance all life. This realignment of our personal vibrations expands our awareness and changes everything. Every experience we have is always in the present moment in alignment with the quality of our realization. This we can learn to direct intentionally always from our inner knowing. This is how we enter life of unconditional love, abundance, and freedom, surrounded with heartfelt beings in multiple dimensions, all of whom are available for our attention. Source: arrayofflight.com. The other videos are in the English video playlist. Help me spread the light. Click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.